Pelosi bets big on AI, dropping millions on these 5 stocks. MarketBeat analyst Thomas Hughes is here to break down what the Congresswoman is up to now. Thomas, some really big plays here, but a lot of them have to do with AI.
Right. It's kind of no surprise. The Democrats tend to invest heavily in technology anyway. Miss Pelosi is also a very active, not herself a trader, but her accounts are actively managed. She's made some other trades this year, but this one was significant because she made a number of trades close together, some big bets, all on some big tech names, all well established at AI.
Let's get right to the list, Thomas. What's the first company that Pelosi is spending on right now?
Well, one of the positions was actually a repositioning in Nvidia. She'd been betting on Nvidia already, made quite a bit of money on that. This new position includes selling some of her old holdings, buying some new holdings, primarily options. She's deep in the money. She's expecting a pretty significant rise this year. One of the things that I wanted to mention in my article, but I forgot to put in there, was that the open interest at her strike price in January is flush. It is the most active strike in that stock for that expiration, which shows that she's not the only person betting on this move. She's just kind of following some other leaders.
Thomas, we've talked about Pelosi's picks on this channel before. Why do investors follow how Pelosi's investing so closely?
One, you have to start with her position in Congress. We have to assume she's got some amount of insider knowledge, whether or not it's the business, but it's certainly with regulations and the landscape for the business. But also, she tends to do very well. She's a very successful trader for what it is that she's been investing in, and she's a big trader. So she can be a market moving event if it's announced that she's been buying into a certain stock.
Let's get to the second big buy Pelosi made in the stock market.
I'm going to include Google and Amazon together because together they represent a large, significant portion of AI infrastructure. They are the two largest hyperscalers. Together, they have 50 or 60% of the total market share for data centers. Most of the AI in the world today is living on these data servers. They're both advancing the technology. So these are significant positions. Her betting on AI infrastructure, the advancement of AI, but also the nationalization and onshoring of AI and technology to North America that has been going on for the last couple of years.
Google and Amazon are big names, but they are AI plays, like you mentioned. But the first 3 stock picks you've listed so far are all really big players. Is this typical for Pelosi to pick those really top players in the market?
I would say yes, but more so just for successful investors in general, because the leading players tend to do the best, they command the most market interest, and stand to have the largest upside potential for their share prices.
Let's move on to the 4th stock pick. This one, not quite as big as the first 3.
No, this is Palo Alto Networks, but this is no less significant. Palo Alto Networks is the world's largest cybersecurity operator. It's currently working hard to platformize its offerings into one unified system. It's growing, it's outperforming. Its business is supported not only by the digitization of world business, but also by the rise of cyber threats, which are growing at a triple-digit pace. So this company is just really, really well set up to continue performing well long into the future.
Earlier this summer, we were doing another video when she was also buying Palo Alto. So it seems like she just keeps stocking up on this company.
To my knowledge, this is her third purchase of Palo Alto this year. There were 2 earlier in the year. This is the third follow-on. The first 2 were just before the earnings announcement in Q1, I believe, when they announced the platformization process. Her second purchase was a very timely entry when the stock price tanked. I think we were covering that before. Now the price is back at new all-time highs and she's buying more stock. That's a very bullish sign as far as her and her investment strategy is concerned.
Let's move on to the 5th company Pelosi is buying right now.
Yeah, that's Tempus AI. They're a health-related company. They're using AI to advance diagnostics. They provide diagnostic services and other services to help support that business. They're growing at a hyper pace and expected to accelerate over the coming years. And right now, the stock price is really responding well to some recent news, which includes results and Ms. Pelosi's purchases. The stock jumped 55% just this week and 100% in the last 2 weeks. And I think the long-term trajectory for this name is another triple-digit gain. Could be as much as quadruple digits given the sector it's in and its lean into AI.
Yeah, if you are looking for more AI picks, check out this this free premium report on marketbeat.com. We have listed the 10 best AI stocks to buy in 2025. You might find some of Pelosi's picks on that list too. Scan the QR code or check the link in the description of this video to get that report on marketbeat.com. Now, Thomas, I want to talk about when Pelosi buys a company, just like Tempest, you see the stock price react with some of her purchases where there's a bullish outlook after Pelosi buys. But
Right.
what about when she sells?
Well, I think she has a negative impact as well. Part of this news bundle here, these new purchases, was also a position she sold. She sold Apple, and that stock is moving lower. One of the burdens for Apple's market right now is its late entry into the AI market. It's certainly working on AI, but it hasn't made any significant developments or announcements, so it's dragging on the stock price. That is certainly reflected in Miss Pelosi's choice to sell.
Thank you for breaking down some of her recent purchases. Let's finish up this video with just giving some advice for investors. Those watching Pelosi's market moves, is it a wise investment choice to kind of follow what she's doing in the market?
But you can't deny that she's been very successful. She is a very successful investor and trader. I can't tell anybody not to do it, but I would certainly say to take any position with a grain of salt, do your own due diligence, and make sure that it fits into your own strategy.
Yeah, some really solid advice as always, Thomas. Thank you so much for your time today. And thank you for watching us here on MarketBeat. If you want to check out the other video we've done on Pelosi's buys earlier in 2024, we have that for you here too. Thanks again for watching. And as always, happy investing.